Welcome to the Digital Transformation Podcast, a podcast that connects you with the most influential players in this field who are shaping up the world around us digitally. We help you gain an edge on your competition, whether you're a small business owner, CEO, or just someone who wants to stay informed on all things digital. This is your go-to source. With your host, Michelle Cimino, the CEO of the Lasting Dynamics Group.
Okay, welcome everybody to the new episode of our Digital Transformation podcast. Today we have Mr. Avrohom Gottheil, that is a founder and CEO at Ask the CEO Media, and also B2B and tech influencer. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me on your show.
It's a pleasure. Mr. Avrohom, would you like to introduce a bit yourself and tell us a little more about your activities and your company? We have been following your podcasts, and we would like to, of course, to discover more about yourself.
Sure, absolutely. Well, we could start with that. Like you said, I have a podcast called the Ask the CEO podcast, where I have conversations with business leaders about the latest trends in technology, such as cybersecurity, AI, cloud, emerging tech, lots of fun and exciting topics. And they also share lots of good business advice. I've been running that for probably about 6 years now. I also work with businesses to help give them a voice in social media. As you know, everybody's always saying that I'm the best. My stuff is better than the next guy. If you just walk into a supermarket, you see that all over the place. And the same thing happens on social media, where everybody's coming up and saying, "Oh, buy me. This is, my stuff is better. My stuff is better." And people are so overwhelmed that they don't see anything. So I work with businesses to help give them a voice on social media. I help them present themselves as thought leaders, as industry leaders, not just someone just trying to sell stuff, but actually presenting them as a leader in the industry. I come from a more than a 20-year background in technology. So I've worked with many kinds of tech businesses over time. And I used to give training classes where we had the CEO and the workers all in the same room. And, it was a very delicate balance, giving a class to, different classes of different types of people, where the CEO shouldn't feel stupid, but at the same time, the workers needed that information in order to, do their jobs. So over time, I evolved and I polished that skill, where I now work with businesses to help them present themselves online and help them articulate what it is they do and how it is they help the marketplace.
Okay, so I would say we cannot wait to hear your definition of digital transformation then.
Yeah. So let's jump right in, right? Digital transformation is a big buzzword. Everyone's talking about digital transformation. What is it? Well, essentially, my definition of digital transformation is that it enables your business to grow, expand, or solve problems through the use of technology. Technology is really the core of that digital transformation. Be it cloud computing, it enables you to scale, and it enables you to roll out remote workers, right? We just had COVID. AI is also part of a digital transformation. Everyone's going to AI right now. Better cybersecurity, new and improved customer service with IoT devices, and that enables you to personalize your customer experience. And these are a lot of buzzwords here, but essentially, digital transformation is the core of all these things.
Okay, and many times we also heard that digital transformation as a process is meant to involve the people. It's a process also for people to change themselves and embrace it. In which way, in your opinion, people should change in order to embrace this new age? And I don't know, do you have any tips in this direction?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's, a really great point that it is about the people. So another buzzword in the industry is agile. And, I've actually put out a lot of content recently on agile. There's going to be some new content on my podcast and on my blog site in the near future about that as well. But essentially, agile is really a holistic approach. It's about a mindset shift where, instead of doing things the old way, the old school way, how, it's always been done, we take a new approach to things where we give the people the autonomy, we give the people, the teams, the decision-making power, and enable them to work more agile, more quickly, enable them to solve problems, let them make mistakes, let them fix their mistakes. And management should take a step back and help them, be there to support the teams. So you take the digital transformation, which is the transformation of the technology, and then you have the agile, which is a transformation of the mindset, and you put them together, and that really enables your team to grow and scale.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And okay, you also mentioned AI. And of course, we love the topic, so we would like to focus also a little more on this side. And so, how, in your opinion, how will AI and machine learning shape the world in the next years? So let's focus on some industries. You can go from education to I don't know, e-health or whatever, and let's discuss it a bit. I'm really curious to hear your opinion about it.
Sure. If you think about it, it's not really limited to an industry. I mean, AI is all around us. Everywhere you look, everything is running AI. AI enables machines to take over. It's not populated here, but it enables machines to take over certain roles that were previously only done by humans. And one role that we all know, and something that's very dear to us, is driving a vehicle. We have self-driving cars. How many thousands of decisions need to be made in the span of 1 second? Is that a deer crossing the road? What about that aggressive driver behind you, or the meteor falling from the sky? AI will flawlessly direct that car and its precious cargo, the human beings, from point A to point B. So we have self-driving cars. Cybersecurity is a big topic, and cybersecurity has gotten a lot more complex. We've heard about hackers in hostile nations shutting down schools, hospitals, and even government agencies with ransomware attacks, and they're hijacking hundreds of thousands of undersecured IoT devices to form armies of botnets, which they can then use to bring down the businesses that they target. And because of these numerous attack vectors, coming from all over the place, the only way we can really effectively defend ourselves against these attacks is with the help of AI, which can keep track of all of that, because they're coming from all over the place. When it comes to the business world, be it, I don't know, education, fintech, or pretty much anything, retail, AI also enables us to process transactions for customers so much faster and more efficiently. It enables you to give people their own personalized care, and that gives your business a competitive edge over other businesses that are still using this legacy technology. And not just the technology, but the methodology, like we talked about agile previously. If you're doing it more efficiently, you already have that competitive edge. So I would say AI is not a nice to have, but a must have in your business.
Okay, I like a lot the connection between the agile world and the AI. I would say that if we look at the list of all the practices, that canonical practices that compose the agile methodologies, if you think about extreme programming and test-driven development, or eventually feature-driven development, and many others, these practices might definitely change according to the evolution of the AI. For example, one of the applications that I've always been thinking of, and that is actually developing a lot in this world, is how to do code review and automated testing using AI. And that is something that can definitely improve the quality of many systems, including the cybersecurity world, and defend us against cyber attacks. But let's focus on this specific topic, because I'm pretty sure that there is a big elephant in the room that we need to do. With the evolution of the quantum computing, probably cybersecurity world will be impacted. What is the let's say the time in the future in which we should be worried about this? When this will happen, in your opinion? What is your prediction? And what are the potential new practices that we should follow? All the services that the companies will be able, to develop according to this.
Yeah. So, my prediction is that it's going to be sooner than later. I mean, quantum computing, like we're already there. We're almost there. And as soon as it starts to become mainstream, we really need to be ready for that, because once the bad guys get their hands on quantum computing, now they can pretty much, burst through any of our defenses that are in place today. Quantum computing is going to take cybersecurity to the next level. My advice would be for businesses and cybersecurity companies to start developing solutions for quantum computing, because you could be sure that the threat actors are also leveraging that. I mean, just in the world of AI, you have all these hacker tools for hire. You have AI for hire. You have, DDoS attacks for hire, and all these attacks. You don't even have to buy the equipment. You just, it's basically as a service, and that's what the attackers are using. So once quantum computing becomes mainstream and it's accessible to the general public, maybe even a little bit before that, we're going to become vulnerable very quickly. So we really need to start thinking about it now and shoring up our defenses, so that when the time comes and quantum computing is here and is a part of our everyday life, that we're protected against attacks.
And what are instead the applications that you see about quantum computing that probably are the most interesting, or to look at for the upcoming 5 years, let's say?
In terms of applications, I would say cybersecurity would definitely be a big one. That's really the area where I'm the most focused. I would also say that probably banking, so fintech would be another good one. There's millions of transactions that go through those systems every single day. So, I would put that as my top two.
We usually close our episode with a kind of a game. Let's mention all of the most trendy technologies. Many of these are very old, actually, but keeping evolving. And what we would like to understand among IoT, AI, blockchain, NFTs, metaverse, and quantum computing, and all the others, which kind of products we should expect to happen? What is your prediction about the most interesting products that we will see in the upcoming years?
Yes. So my prediction is it's going to be everything with everything. I mean, all these technologies are going to be integrated with one another. I actually call them everything to everything technology. So you're going to have connected cars and connected infrastructure, and they're all going to be talking to one another. So for an example, let's say you have a business meeting at 11 o'clock in New York City, and the parking garage is a 10-minute walk to your office. And this is assuming there's no congestion at the garage. Now, it might also take you 5 minutes to wait for an elevator, based on the crowds. And let's say you're driving into the city, which is a really bad move, but that's how you're getting there. So your GPS will tell you when to leave your house based on real-time traffic information on the road. And that's already available today. But in addition to that, your parking garage will give you a window of time when you're clear to arrive, sort of like an air traffic controller, so that you avoid and also don't contribute to the congestion, going in and out of the garage. It could sometimes be a real madhouse, especially in the morning. So now let's take this one step further. Your GPS will be able to communicate to your garage, and it will include that in your start time. And then, your car needs gas, assuming we're still using gas cars back then, sometime in the future, or it needs a charging. So it's automatically going to plot a course to your favorite and cheap gas station or refueling station, and taking into account, the real-time traffic plus how long the wait will be to get at the pump, because It's everybody's favorite gas station. So it's going to take all that into account. Smart cameras will monitor the queue at the pump. It'll know, what the congestion is at the parking garage. On top of that, the building will compute the time for the elevator queue. It knows that there's a line out the door. I've been to buildings in New York City where, they only have one working elevator and there are 50 people waiting to get in. So all that is going to be taken into account. And by the way, same thing with the restroom on the 21st floor. So all of that is going to go into your GPS, and it's going to tell you, you need to leave at 7 o'clock in the morning if you want to get there at 11 o'clock. But it's more than just a novelty. It's going to help you travel more efficiently, which uses less fuel or electricity. It helps cut down on pollution and helps us breathe cleaner air. So, at the end of the day, there's going to be a positive impact of all these technologies interacting with one another. It's not just going to be the fun, which is, of course, that's a great thing, but there's going to be cost benefits. It's going to be benefits to our environment. It'll cut down on pollution and also help your lives, help your lives be a lot easier and more productive. I'll give you another example, another fun example. So, you come home at the end of the day, and you want to have some milk, and you ask your refrigerator. You go, "Hey, fridge, do we have any milk?" And the fridge says, "Well, at the rate that you're drinking it, it's going to be gone in 10 minutes." And then the fridge says, "There's a special on the grocery store down the street. They're selling milk at 20% off. Should I get it on Instacart?" So now the fridge will facilitate an e-commerce transaction. And by the way, the fridge manufacturer that facilitates this transaction will benefit because they get affiliate sales commissions from that. So, again, besides making your life much easier and being fun to use, there's also a business benefit to all this.
Well, fantastic. I mean, this idea that all the technologies will come together, create a better world is definitely a very bright, vision for our future, and I love it. Okay, Mr. Avrohom, perfect. I would like to conclude by asking you, how can our folk, our audience, follow you, where, and if you want to give any suggestion in this direction.
Sure, absolutely. So I'm very active on Twitter and LinkedIn. On Twitter, you can follow me at Avrohom G, Avrohom. And on LinkedIn, just with my name, Avrohom Gottheil. I'm the only one there with that name. You could also visit my website, asktheceo.biz. There's lots of interesting content over there. Some of that which we talked about today. You could see my blogs. I have, some interesting showcase content about smart homes, smart cities, smart government, also IoT as a service technology. And then also, most importantly, you could, visit my podcast, which is also on the website, on the podcast page. So you could visit the Ask the CEO podcast, and you could see it on YouTube, on iTunes, SoundCloud, and a host of other providers.
Thank you very much for being here with us today. It was a pleasure to have you.
Thank you so much for having me on the show. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you very much. Goodbye, everyone.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Digital Transformation Podcast. We hope you found it valuable. Do act on the information and take relevant business decisions to grow. We will see you in the next episode.